Hi Leo, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I am going to be doing your July 2020 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel. Now before we dive into this reading, let's clear the energy and raise our own energy vibration. Beautiful. Okay, so we have the moon all set up here for you. Everything that you need to know about the full moon in Capricorn, about the new moon in Leo, about the full moon in Aquarius that is coming on the 3rd of August, and about your spirit animals. But before we dive into this, let's see what the tarot has to say. How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Ooh, goodness. How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Ooh, interesting. Okay. Angels and spirit guides, guide this reading and show us clearly. Oh, goodness. Okay. So this is where I'm going to stop, where everything just fell all over. Spirit is saying, stop here. All right. Turn this. Just feel this side first, yep. And this right here. Okay. So we start off with the 9 of Wands. This is in your inner self, your heart self. You have the 2 of Cups, which is beautiful. And then we have your public self, which is showing the Page of Cups, which is a water sign energy, a Pisces, a Scorpio, a Cancer. Then we have the 6 of Swords, the 8 of Wands, the 6 of Wands, repeat of the number 6. This is a very healing, nurturing time. You have the Sun coming, and that's gorgeous. The 6 of Pentacles, now you have 6 3 times, which is really beautiful. Queen of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. This is, of course, a Capricorn full moon, which is going to be highly impactful on you publicly. And of course, because the new moon is in Leo, it's very much going to call to you. It's going to be a very powerful new moon for you. The 3 of Wands, the 3 of Swords, and the Ace of Pentacles, which is a gift that you are absolutely taking. All right. So here we do see that your heart is going through some heartbreak. It's very interesting. You start with the 2 of Cups, which is love and coming together and understanding, and the minor arcana Lovers card, that's coming forward, and then you have heartbreak, pain, disappointment. And so you're going to feel pulled both ways personally a lot of times during this full moon, not because anything bad is happening, but because you are looking at things so much more openly and honestly with yourself, and you're seeing the things that have broken your heart, that have made you feel like life is out of balance and it's not fair, and you're really looking at things head on, and you're saying, I will not let anything control me within my life. I am taking back control, which is your Leo energy coming through loud and clear. There's a feeling of defeat and being overwhelmed, but also a sense of battles and needing to push out the rest of the world. It's kind of like enough is enough. And as you claim that, as you state that, as you say, I have strength, I have power, I have purpose, the sun comes, the glory comes, and you move forward. So this is really beautiful because publicly, people are seeing you anointed. They're seeing you move forward in success. They're seeing you as prosperous and bountiful and as getting gifts. So even if you do not see yourself this way, Leo, it's very exciting that others do not see flaws. They just see success. And that's going to be something very powerful for you during this time. It's like, don't look at the flaws. Because you can make, your whole story about everything that is done wrong and everything that is, terrible. Make it about your successes and make it about how you're turning your life. If you're saying, Dane, I don't have those successes, you're turning your life towards the success, towards the sun on your face, towards the beauty and the joy inside. Because the Capricorn full moon is not a moon to mess with at all. It is a very open, very honest moon, but it is when the moon is its most organized, its most practical, and its most methodical. It's also the moon that does not take shortcuts, does not take, any kind of side bull whatsoever. It's like, no, move forward and move forward in wisdom because you are highly connected to the crone, to the wise woman, to the wise man, to the mentor, to the guiding light. And as you have this moving you forward, you are also very much aligned with the archetype of the elder, of sacred knowledge coming your way, of connecting with, sacred elder truth. And as this is moving you forward, you can find yourself very drawn to your ancestral path and your ancestral past, right? So you have this psychic bond to your ancestors, okay? But you also have this bond to the path that your ancestors have walked. And so you can find yourself very powerfully pulled in one direction or another. Now we have to be mindful of this because when we feel ourselves very pulled and we feel like the other side is really working around us, sometimes, okay, because your DNA story is really, is really a part of your blood during this time. It's really just a part of the very heartbeat of your existence. You're going to find that sometimes within that story, we inherit wounds. And it's been scientifically proven, but it shows us that there is so much that can be passed down. And there is so much to take in consideration during this time as you're really going to be inclined towards more work, less play, more seriousness, more, structure, more, have-tos, and less joys. And that's going to be actually the opposite that you need, Leo. You need that joy to come in. Because here it says the end of a tough cycle. As you surrender to the divine, and as you have your power coming forward, as you open your arms to your grace and to your understanding, and as you do so, now this is the second lunar eclipse that is going to be happening. We had one in June, and now we have the next one in July, so this is the second one in a row, and this brings forth a powerful perception. Okay, this holds a lot of accountability to it. You're going to be holding yourself accountable for things. Other people, there's going to be this sense of, kind of justice really moving forward during this time, and your commitments are really going to be strong for you. So this says conclusions are within reach. With the full moon eclipse, you're seeing things a lot more clearly. Now, what's beautiful about this moon is this is the blessings moon. This is also the stag moon, right, in the Farmer's Almanac. But in the Queen of the Moon cards, this is the thunder moon. So all of these moons, all the names for it, have tremendous strength. Who does not want a time of blessings, right? Who does not want to be the royalty of the stag? The king of the forest, that power, that understanding. Who does not want to be your majesty, within your existence? And with the thunder, who does not want to be that strength, that power, that clap that makes people, jump? It's like, wow. So here, you have that strength guiding you. You have that, understanding, and it's changing things. It's the moon of change because you're feeling that force, that energy around you, and that energy is going to be very strong for you during this time, right? It's going to be making you look at things very practically, right? But not so practically that you lose the joy of it. You're very nurturing in your practicality. The new moon is on July 20th, right? And it is, of course, in Leo. And this says confidence is key to your success. Being confident. A lot of times, Leo, you're very good at faking it till you make it, right? And that's such a wonderful trait to have, to be able to sit there and have people perceive you as confident. And that's going to be definitely what they're doing during this time. But to have that confidence, that power, that beauty as being a part of you, knowing that it is key to your success, sitting there and not second guessing yourself and not, looking at everything and looking at the negative, looking at everything that you have to do and not everything that you have achieved. It's going to be very important for you during this time to look at the new moon and see new starts coming, see beginnings. Now, during the new moon, you do have the void, of course, at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right? So at this time, it says here, nothing will come of this. So at this time, and I would kind of block out the whole hour if you could do from 1:30 to 2:30. But if you can't, just like, the 20 minutes around 1:55, right? Don't make any big plans. Don't, sign any contracts. Don't do anything like that, because you're going to find that things go pear-shaped. Things do not go the way that you think they will or you think they should. So that's going to be very important to know during this new moon, especially since it's a new moon represented by you, Leo. Right? You have that power here, and it has that connection to you. You do not need the void of course being more powerful for you during this time, because it does its wackiness enough. On the 3rd of August, we move into the full moon in Aquarius. This is a moon that says, show the world the real you. And that's where the confidence comes in. You're going to see yourself building up towards this around the 20th of July. And then you show the world the real you. You show the world your power, your understanding. And this moves you forward to patience. Because you're going to want to jump, and then you're going to be afraid, and you're going to be thinking, oh my gosh, what should I do? How should I move forward? And it's like, no, be patient and be kind to yourself, because you will see yourself evolve. You will see yourself moving forward towards a greatness, towards a beauty that is really quite stunning. And now the spirit animals for this time. I don't have any of them actually in my deck, but you have the woodpecker spirit and the salmon spirit as the spirit animals for July. And for August, you have the salmon spirit again, and you have the cougar. So the salmon spirit, I never knew how absolutely beautiful the salmon spirit was, to have this as your guide. Because the salmon spirit represents rebirth, it represents moving forward, it represents happiness, eternal life, the feminine aspect of the world. It shows us living in fulfillment, all right? And it shows us filling the world and not filling the world, but filling our world with people that we love and things that we love. It's about cherishment. And so here you have the nightingale spirit, which says love is all around you. And that, I really think, represents the salmon spirit really well. Love is all around you, and you are surrounding yourself with it. And now the woodpecker spirit is as brave as the bear, which I would never have imagined. It's also the seeker to rekindle the passion that, ignited your thoughts. And that's going to be a very powerful time for you, because you have this beautiful fire energy around you, and of course you are a fire sign. So you have this beautiful fire energy showing you your passion, your desire, showing you, your intuition, your heart. And as you have it coming forward, you have here the acorn over your heart. It's like, what is truly important to me? And who is truly important to me? And that's what you defend. And it says, take time out. Take time out to step back, to breathe, to not always be so serious, especially with this Capricorn moon. You're going to find yourself having a very, powerful drive to be serious, to be committed to long-term plans. And I mean, this is great. But do not take away your joy for the day. Don't. Let yourself laugh. Let yourself have fun. Let yourself be happy. And then we have, of course, for August, we have the salmon spirit again. Love is all around. That love, that movement, that beauty, that surrounding yourself with precious things and precious people. And the cougar spirit is leadership and taking charge of your life. And the panther represents that so beautifully, where it says you're reclaiming your power, because that's what you're doing. You're reclaiming your power. You're moving forward in your purpose, and you are unstoppable. Now, as you have this power moving you forward, and you have this connection, okay, we start with your personal self with the 9 of Wands. And the 9 of Wands is feeling battered and bruised. It's sitting there, and it's having the world kind of talk at you, look at you. And it's also, on the flip side, it is you on the other side of this coin, it is you withstanding these battles, withstanding these hardships, withstanding these pains. And that's really a paramount part of you during this time. It's like that is a powerful part of your personality. You have not been defeated. You have not been broken. You might say, oh, I have. But Spirit is showing me that you are stronger than you give yourself credit for, and you have achieved more than you thought. And so with the 9 of Wands, yes, you're tired. It's stopping listening to the outside world. It's surrounding yourself with that salmon spirit, with loved ones, with those who truly care and nourish you, body, mind, and spirit. And you might say, Dane, I don't have those type of people in my life. Then it's surrounding you with your angels. It's starting a spiritual quest. It's sitting there and opening up doors that might seem ridiculous, but saying, I have a guide forward. I have a way forward. I have this beauty to become a part of me. And you have the butterfly right here. It's transformation. Transformation. It's a win. It's a win. And this moon lets you see your win. It lets you see your practical self. Because as I was shuffling these cards, all right, I kept on having a very strong sense of Taurus energy around you. All right. So Taurus is represented by the Hierophant. All right. So it's being very true to your traditional self, to the traditions that make you, okay, that, that make you feel at home within your soul. And it's also looking at the greater keys of things, the ways to move forward. And so that is going to be very important to you. You don't know why, but it's a message that Spirit very much wants shared. Now, it can be that you've had a battle with a Taurus and that this person becomes one of your greatest allies. It's kind of like you've been tested. Or because of them, you see something in yourself you never would have seen before. It moves you to the 6 of Swords, to taking your knowledge and your understanding, and it's moving forward. There's also sorrow in there. There's something bittersweet about the 6 of Swords. It's like there's a celebration. Yes, it's like, I've done this, I'm moving forward, like this is so exciting. But it's whenever you start anything new, it's like, can I do this? Can I handle it? Am I moving forward the right way? Do I know what it is that I truly want? Have I bitten off more than I could chew? And so here, with the 6 of Swords, it's looking at things, it's being really honest with yourself. It's taking your knowledge and it's taking your understanding, and it's saying, I need to move forward. I need to grow. It's kind of like taking that job, or moving house, or, changing, your locations in a very big way. And it's like, wow, it's scary. And you might resist it for a while. You really might. You might sit there and be like, oh my gosh, and remembering everything good about where you once were, and looking at everything that is negative about where you are and be like, oh man, this is awful. But there's a reason, there's a knowledge, there's a purpose for why you are where you are and why you're moving forward. And so you're seeing this shift, you're seeing this power. And as you see it, here comes the sun. Here comes the sun to bless you, to anoint you. And this is all personal. Like, people will not see the battle that you're going through because, again, people see you as really riding high. They really do. They see you as having blessings, riding high, almost like the life of Riley. Like, everything you want just kind of falls at your feet. And you're sitting there and you're like, dude, I've worked so hard for this. I've done so much for this. What do you mean it just happened? It didn't just happen. So there is going to be that frustration here, and that's going to be part of what you're coming to balance and to terms with within your heart. But there's the sun, there's the beauty, there's the love around you. There's joy, there's understanding. And here with the sun, the really cool thing about the sun is, yes, it's the happiest card in the whole entire deck. But it also tells you that people will be jealous. People will take you by eyes, want to see you fall, want to see things fail. Why? Because that's just people. They love a great triumph story, and they love to kick you on the way down. That's just how life is. You might sit there and say that's awfully cynical. Well, sometimes you have to be. Because you're sitting here and you're having blessings come to you. And if you're waiting for everybody to celebrate these blessings, they're not going to. Because this is a personal journey that you're on. And as you see them come in, you're going to see yourself transforming. You're going to see your power taking on a new light. And you're going to see yourself moving forward in a really profound and beautiful way. Setting sail, gaining understanding, looking at things anew. And as you do so, okay, your heart calls for love. There's love from your ancestors here. okay? From, your past life self. That's what the dragonflies really symbolize to me, okay? The other side, highly connected. You're highly connected with the other side during this time. There's a sense of, oh, wow, that's beautiful. Okay, so there's a sense here. Spirit just showed me they're pouring into your cup. This isn't you and another person on this earthly plane. Okay, this is you and your ancestral truth. This is you and those who have passed really connecting with you. So you might find yourself astoundingly sensitive or very reminiscent of, kind of the good old days coming in. Very reminiscent of people who have passed. You're thinking about them a lot. And you know why that is. It's because they're thinking about you a heck of a lot. They're right around you, guiding you, protecting you, moving forward with you. And there's a sharing, there's anointing. There's a sharing of this knowledge. And then here, personally, we see you being anointed with it, being poured upon your head. And you become a student of your heart, of what you desire, of what your heart is calling for. You also have strong water sign presence, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, coming forward here. Learning, understanding. It could be a child. It could be, I'm not really seeing this as somebody who's immature, though for some of you it can be that. But here, there is a sense of like somebody who's seeking, somebody who is looking, somebody who, is learning. And that is going to very much surround this water sign energy. It can be a person that comes into your life, okay, that you meet. It can be something that you read or that you see on television that makes you, look at things a little bit differently, that you're like, oh, wow. It could be even like you're scrolling through all the social media and you start to see something that like a recurring theme, right? Or something that you stop on, you're like, wow. And you don't know why you stop there or why it's making you think so much, but it is. And it's that sharing of knowledge from the other side that is pulling you forward. And your heart sees it. And your heart, it's really cool because the Eight of Wands is also known as Cupid's arrow, which is Cupid's arrows. So that is really cool that you have here this moving forward, this things changing, this power, this purpose. But it's from love. And it's for love. And it's very interesting that this love, this 8, this grounding number, this sense of practicality, but also the sense of luck, and also this strong sense of femininity from the number 8 comes forward. And you have it surrounded by 2 sixes, okay? And the 6 is loving, nurturing energy. It is the number that wants to see everybody grow, will take everybody under their wing. And so here, as you're moving forward in love, there's something that wants you to grow, to understand, to come forward. And you have 6 3 times. Now, I do know 666, the number of the beast, not a good sign. I don't agree with that. For me, the repeat of the number 6, again, a caring number, repeated 3 times. 3 is a divine number. So with divinity repeating this 3 times, it's telling you, it's time to be connected to this change because you're setting up boundaries, you're setting things in balance. You're having this transformation. And you have this heartbreak, you have this pain, you have this disappointment at your heart. There are like things in your life where you sit there and you're like, I wish that could have gone differently. Relationships that failed, life happened. And it leaves us with scars. Is it nice? No, it's not. Is it important? Yes, it is. Because here's the thing. It's very interesting. In Buddhism, Siddhartha started as a wealthy prince. He had everything. He knew luxury. And so when he decided to give it away, to say, no, I can't live like this, he knew. He only knew absolute prosperity, success, bounty. His life was one big win after another. And he walked away from it for something more. And wouldn't it be nice? I mean, seriously, I would love it if life was just, personally, just one big win after another. No struggles, no difficulties. It's just riding high. I mean, that would be absolutely awesome. That's not how life is. We have our heartbreaks, we have our scars, we have our disappointments that shape us and mold us in our life, that guide us forward, that make us look at things differently. And you're looking at that. You're looking at especially 3 things, okay? Or divinity is guiding you towards one thing. Could have happened 3 times, right? And you're looking at it. And you're sitting there and saying, why is it holding me back? Why is it having me deny my life? because you're putting everything back into balance. You're tired of the world holding out their hands and taking and taking and taking and ripping and ripping and ripping away at your resources, at your bounty, at what you desire. And so you're mourning as well as you are loving. And you have the repeat of the number 3. So a divine gift comes. Because if you weren't fed up, like isn't there the saying that it's not until the fear of where you are surpasses the fear of change that you will change your life. And that's kind of where you are. It's kind of like, I can't keep this up. And it might not be that you fear it, where it like makes you quake in your boots. It's just like, there's just a sorrow of like, this can't be how things continue. Because you're moving towards a win. You're embracing a power. And it can be mentally, like thinking about things this way. I can't continue doing that. It can be emotionally, feeling this way. I can't continue doing that. It can be something within your life where you're sitting there and you're like, I can't. It can be work, very much work related, okay? Or thinking about things. And it's like, I have to release a narrative that might very well have been inherited to you, passed down. Everybody, like the firstborn, always struggles. Life is just hard. Get used to it. You'll never be treated fairly. What makes you think you have a right to? That kind of stuff. You're seeing yourself move away from it. It's like, no, that's not my truth. And you have here personally that anointing coming. That anointing after the struggles, the hardships, the pains. You become a student of your heart, a student of your emotional truth. I very much believe that we are emotional beings. And as emotional beings, we have to let our hearts open. We have to embrace our souls. And when I say we are emotional beings, and when I say, listen to your heart, I'm saying listen to that instinctual self that we have. Okay? Because so often we sit there and say, well, that's not logical. Like, it has to be logical. It has to make sense. Like, why? Why, if you're getting told, don't get in that car, just don't, like, get the next car or call an Uber or, something like that, do that. Don't get in that car. Don't get in the car. Listen to yourself. You're guiding yourself. But constantly, we don't listen to ourselves. Constantly, we sit there and we say, oh my gosh, that's so silly. Especially if people make fun of you because of it. People sit there and go, ooh, yeah, you know things. It's like, no, seriously, listen. The world would be a better place if we listen to our hearts, if we listen to our emotions. Let that flow through you. Become a student of it. Let yourself be guided. Be guided by your heart. Be guided by what you desire from life for just a day. Be responsible, of course, but you're going to see that there's beauty coming over you. And it leads you to the 6 of Wands. The 6 of Wands is moving forward. The 6 of Wands is celebration. The 6 of Wands is saying to you, remember to celebrate yourself. And it's not throwing a party for yourself and being like, oh my gosh, I'm so awesome. It's sitting there and celebrating your creation, your purpose, your power. Looking at yourself and not thinking, oh wow, I want to change so much. But sitting there and saying, I've achieved so much. And even if you have miles upon miles to go, that beauty, that sense of power, it is your purpose. And this is also saying, have that celebratory attitude around you. People are going to see that as your public self. Like, there's this sense of you have wins. And people see these wins and they're like, wow, that's awesome. I want to be a part of that. And during this time, you are going to find that you are astoundingly good at building people up. Building people up, moving people forward, having them embrace, their purpose, their joys, and that's going to be something that is absolutely lovely for you. And it can be through a water sign energy, Pisces, Scorpio, Cancer, that you see this wind coming forward. You move forward towards your wind, towards your truth, and then we have you moving towards an earth sign energy. A Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. Strong pull towards the Capricorn full moon, most definitely. And you are taking absolutely these gifts that divinity is giving you. This sense of power, of planting the seeds, of knowing what you desire, of looking at what it is that you truly want. This sense of power and creation and, and bounty coming forward. It's going to be an overwhelming sense. And that can also be something here, okay? And this is not to speak negativity over anyone. This is to say, to give warnings to all, because that's my job. That's what I do. So here, I'm going to say that as these blessings come, it can bring up a lot of pain. It can. It can make you think of things to make you feel a little bit overwhelmed, a little bit like, man, I should have, seen this gift earlier. I should have moved forward, this way earlier. Stop being so hard on yourself. It's the Capricorn coming out most definitely, but it's also your Leo-ness coming out where it's like, man, I should have been there. I should have done this. I should have. It's like, be kind. Be kind to you because blessings come. And you're being shown here as a queen, as a student, also as a page. So you have this sense of, instead of being like the king, where the kings I see as more kind of stuck, like they have to be there, right? They have to rule. The queens have more movement to them. Okay, think of it like chess. The queen can move anywhere. And so here, it's like you're having that power to move forward. You're having that power to touch people's lives. You're having this power to embrace your soul and yourself and to see yourself like becoming so much more. Embrace that power. Embrace that beauty because it's having you plant the seeds of what you truly desire. And so let's go deeper and see. Ooh, goodness. All right, so I already shuffled and meditated upon the cards, and 3 just flew right out. So we're just going to take that as truth right there, because it is. Okay. The Lovers, Gemini energy, the 4 of Wands, and again the Queen of Pentacles. Strong, strong, strong earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. All right? You have the Lovers right here. Gemini energy, a time frame of May 21st to June 20th. Love, joy, prosperity, success. Here, your personal self. Okay, it's like embracing love, embracing passion, embracing beauty, falling in love with your life, but also knowing that there's a duality to your soul and to yourself. Because Gemini has that duality. They're represented by the twins. So here, there's something beautiful, but it can also be all-encompassing. Right? So just know that as you are moving forward, okay, as you are embracing what you really love within your life, right now I'm just seeing like this can almost be a relationship where like, just when you touch the person, you have those sparks, that passion, that power come from you and come from them too, to you. And there's almost like, I want to be with that person all the time. And we all know those relationships where they're intoxicating. And there's something here that you love that can become intoxicating. It can become almost like an obsession, right? And what you're seeing here is a love of shared ecstasy, right? A love of the sharing of the sparks of knowledge, of the sparks of truth, of the coming together of souls. So don't get caught up on the surface value of things, is what I'm seeing. Because it can be like, okay, yeah, this is great, but you're not seeing the beauty that will lay forward, that lays ahead, okay? After the ecstasy, after the joy comes in, okay? So there's something here where you're going to see that there's something coming into your life that brings you a constant joy, not just a immediate climax, Yeah. And again, you have another 6. So now this is the number 6 coming up 4 times. That loving, that caring, that compassion. It's so important to you. The 4 of Wands, celebration. The 4 of Wands is said to be the same reverse and right side up. Now that is by some, of course. Because the joy in the 4 of Wands cannot be suppressed. It might come out a bit differently, but it cannot be suppressed. And here, the joy of celebration, the joy of the house of your heart, the joy of looking at what you love and what you desire and celebrating it cannot be taken from you. It can't be. It builds you up and moves you forward. It is your gracing power. And then we have the Queen of Pentacles. Again, you have the Queen of Pentacles in your personal self. People see you as prosperous, Okay, you can also have a very strong connection with an earth sign energy, a Taurus, a Virgo, a Capricorn. This person hands you gifts of prosperity, helps you move forward, and anoints you with blessings. Now, whether this person is the biggest pain in the tuchus you have ever met, or somebody who you absolutely adore and you cannot see your life without, that is your own personal journey here. All right? But there's a sense of the hearing the drum beats. There's a power of the vibration of the world moving through you, okay, becoming a part of you, and you're embracing it. There's a wealth to your very being, and you're starting to see it, and you're really taking it in. Okay. And now let's see what the moon has to say. How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show us clearly. Guide this message and show us clearly. Guide this message. Luna, guide this message. Guide this message and show us clearly. This one right here. Okay. How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Leo be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, guide this message. Show us clearly, show us clearly. Angels and spirit guides, guide this message. Show us clearly. Guide this message and show us clearly. These three. Awesome. Okay, so we're going to start with your personal self. So we have release, trust, and protect. Your heart, action. A new romantic cycle begins. Ooh, I love that. And we definitely see that with the Four of Wands. And then we have look at the big picture. Because you're going to get caught up in the ecstasy. We see that with the Gemini energy. It's exactly what they were showing us. It's time to take action. What do you need to release? You're very close to achieving your goals. Well, isn't that just beautiful? I mean, your public persona, the way people see you, the way that you are moving forward in the world is so, it's so on point. It's so fantastic. I just see like this feline grace to you, this way of you moving, and you're succeeding, you're achieving. Yes, internally, there are a lot of things going on that, can lessen this for you. But the way people perceive you is there's a power to you. And so here we have this release. It's a letting go. It's a letting go as you take action. As you're going after what you desire, you'll see that coming forward. Trust. Trust in yourself. Also trust in your love. Trust in your heart. Trust in the balance of the world. Okay? Because as you do so, you're protecting yourself. You are also protected by not getting caught up in ecstasy all the time, but sitting there and looking and, having that bit of the balance of the Capricorn moon and the passion that is around you, where it's like, okay, look at the long-term desires and then embrace the ecstasy of what's to come. You're going to be able to protect yourself. You're going to be able to move forward really nicely. It brings you action. It's like, I know what actions I need to take. But it's also saying here, be in action. Don't be inert. Don't, be sedentary. Act, move forward. Let your body move. Let yourself move. Because there's, again, that grace to you that needs to be expressed. And it comes through your love. It also will connect you with the other side so beautifully here. It really will. It will connect you with their messages. You will find that ideas come to you, after a good workout or, after a nice walk or something to that effect. Ideas start to come even, after yoga or after sitting in meditation. But I see this as more like the yoga is good. The meditation is good too if you like to pace and meditate. But there's something here with action or just like moving your hands very gently while you meditate. Okay. A new romantic cycle begins. You have the new moon in Libra. A new romantic cycle is beginning in your life. You're falling in love with life again. And as you fall in love with life again, I love this. You have Cupid's arrow going right here to the balance, to the justice. You're looking at the big picture. Okay? You have the full moon in Sagittarius coming forward. You have, Cupid's arrow, but this is also Artemis's arrow. You're going after what you're hunting, what you want, what you love, and you're hitting your bullseye. And as you see this power coming forward, there's a new moon in Aries. And it's time to take action. People will see you, people see you as a person of action, as a person who is not going to let anything grow under their feet. You're like, let's move forward. Let's go after this. And so you have this action coming forward. But also, you're going to have a tendency, Leo, to want to act, okay? To want to run away from something that needs to be released. So what is it that you need to release? What is it that you need to let go of in order to make your actions, in order to make what you're going after so much more powerful for you? Because as you come to that conclusion, as you see that, which will then bring more prosperity into your life, or bring, profound prosperity into your life, you'll see that you're very close to achieving your goals. You're very close to the win that you want. Your subconscious message from the tarot is the Nine of Pentacles. Wealth, prosperity, success, bounty, harvest coming in, crops handled. You've done a great job. And subconsciously, you're taking that in. You're like, wow, I've gotten this far. And it doesn't mean that you have to be exactly where it is that you want to be, but it means that you have gotten far, and you're celebrating that. And then we have your next subconscious message, which is the Two of Wands. Okay? Bridging gaps, moving forward. Okay? Seeing beauty guiding you, looking at things more. It's kind of like the earth in you. It's almost like you can go anywhere on the earth. You can see anything that you want. And I know you're probably laughing and saying, okay, there's quarantine, there's everything. You can't. And that's true, most definitely. But there's also this sense here of so much more of the world opening to you than ever before. And it comes from within. And as you have this power guiding you, this purpose, this dedication, the moon says, peace. Be at peace. Embrace harmony. Let it come in. Because as you do so, your hard work pays off. Very strong Capricorn presence, because you have the new moon here in Capricorn. And we have the full moon in Capricorn. So your hard work pays off. And you are blessed. All right, Leo. I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe, and have a blessed moon.